Hi guys, hope you're all okay. It's Chantel. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a whole video for you. I've bought a few new fragrances. There's quite a lot actually. I done a massive clear out not so long ago. I'll link the video on my channel of some of the fragrances I got rid of, and I also got rid of a couple of others, and I thought I would replace them and get some new fresh fragrances into my collection. A lot of these are fragrances that I had sampled before. Also, there's a few that I've absolutely loved in the past and I just wanted them back in my collection. And as well, there's a couple that I had seen on other channels that really made us curious about the fragrances. So I'll let you know which ones those are during the video as well. So let's get straight into it with an absolute beauty. A fragrance that I wanted to add back into my collection for such a while now. It's Mugler Angel. Now this one is actually a 2007 version of the fragrance and I love it so much. I've wanted to get my hands on like an older bottle because as soon as I sprayed this one, it just took us right back to the time that I actually used to wear the fragrance. Now I loved Angel and I used to wear it as my signature scent. I loved it so much, and what happened was when I was pregnant I was just totally put off it. I couldn't wear it. It made us feel physically sick and it was just awful. And after I had my oldest boy Cole, I still couldn't wear it for such a long time. It's only been the last few years that I've been able to tolerate it again, and I'm so glad that I love it so much again, because honestly I think it's one of the most beautiful fragrances ever. It was the first proper gourmand fragrance and it's just an absolute stunner. I'm so happy that I've been able to get this 2007 version, and it's so beautiful. It's everything that I remember. It's so good. It's very strong and so long lasting, and I have had more recent versions and they are good, they're still good, but I just wanted to get like the older version back in my collection, and I love it. I really love it, and I think this bottle is so stunning. It really is. But this fragrance was first released in 1992 and it's like a chocolate and patchouli bomb. There's caramel in there. There's also some berries in there as well, and I think it's just so well blended. It's a gourmand dream in my opinion. And I know that it's a very polarizing fragrance. A lot of people don't like it. They find it very overpowering, but I love it. And a lot of people are either like an alien or angel type of person. I love them both so much. At one time, after like my pregnancy and stuff, I preferred alien, but now I think I'm back to me Angel. I love it. I really love it so much, and I'm back to preferring this one out the two. I still wear them both, but this is my favourite, and I'm so happy to have it back in my collection. So that's Angel EDP by Thierry Mugler. Another one that I got was one that's been on my list a little while. I heard Joss speaking about it so much, and I think she's got such amazing taste in fragrance, and the way she spoke about this fragrance, I just knew that I would love it. It's a fragrance by Maison Lancôme and it's called Oud Ambroisie. Now this I got second hand because I couldn't find it anywhere. I think this one's actually been discontinued, and I got it for a really good price. And when it came through the door and I had to try it straight away, as you know, I can never ever wait to smell a fragrance. I just fell head over heels in love with it. It's such a rich and luxurious smelling fragrance. It's absolutely beautiful. It's oud, rose, honey, and there's also some woody notes in there. It's just so stunning, and it smells very expensive, and it's everything that Joss said it would be. It's so beautiful, and I love the Maison Lancôme line. I think the fragrances are out of this world. They're very well done, very well blended. I've got quite a lot of them now, and I still have more that I want to add to my collection, but I'm definitely going to do like a full video on my Maison Lancôme fragrances because I really enjoy them. I think they're excellent, but this one is just beautiful. If you like a oud and honey type of fragrance, I think you'd absolutely love this one. That's if you can get your hands on it, because as I said, it's discontinued. I got mine actually on eBay, and there is a few others floating around, so if you like the sound of it, I'd definitely say pick it up while you can. Such a beauty, and it's Oud Ambrosie by Maison Lancôme. I couldn't resist another one by Maison Lancôme when I seen it. Another discontinued gem. I think it is discontinued. It's Tuberose Castan, and this, I didn't know if I'd love it by the notes, but honestly it is intoxicating. It's so good. Oh, it's so beautiful. You've got tuberose in there. There's a chestnut note. It's smoky. It's just so good. There's also quite a lot of tonka in there as well, which is a note that I absolutely love. But this is, for me, like a really beautiful smoky tuberose, and it does remind me somehow of like the Christmas time, like roasting chestnut. It's got that real smoky chestnut vibe, which I really enjoy, and that note is very prominent to my nose. It's mainly the tuberose and chestnut that I get, and it's blended so beautifully. It smells amazing, and to me, I think it's so unique. I haven't got anything quite like this one, and I've been really enjoying it. I think it's just an absolute beautiful fragrance by Maison Lancôme. And do you know what? As I say, I've tried quite a few of them, and there is a couple that I haven't loved, but the reason for that is because they weren't to my taste. But honestly, I think they're one of the best, like, sort of high-end designer houses. I think that they do fragrances so well, and every one of them that I've tried, I can see the beauty in them. I can see how well blended they are and how unique the house is. It's got a very unique style, which I really enjoy. So I would definitely recommend, if you're looking for like a high-end designer fragrance, check out the Maison Lancôme line because they're beautiful. So yeah, this one's Tuberose Castan, and it's such a beauty. Another house that I'm starting to absolutely love is Panna London, and as you all know, if you have watched my videos before, I absolutely adore the Marc de Champagne truffle fragrance. That is so amazing. But I had tried a couple of samples that I got sent when I got that fragrance, and I fell head over heels in love with one fragrance, and I hadn't sampled another, but I knew by the notes that I'd absolutely love it, and it's this one. It's Panna London Gourmantic Orange, and this honestly is so beautiful. If you love like a chocolate, vanilla and orange fragrance, you'll adore this. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very rich vanilla with a little bit of chocolate and quite a lot of the orange in the opening. And I love like chocolate orange style fragrances, so I really enjoyed this one. But I would say there's more vanilla in this one than any of the other like chocolate orange fragrances I've tried. This is a little bit softer, and I wouldn't say that it's massively projecting, but it projects just nicely. It leaves quite a nice little trail. If you're in close vicinity, you're definitely going to be able to smell it. But to me, this is a little bit more softer, a little bit more intimate, and just so delicious. It's absolutely stunning. Oh, it's so beautiful. I could literally drink it. It's so good. It's just everything that I want in like a chocolate orange style of fragrance. It's so beautiful. But that vanilla is rich and it's luxurious, and it adds something to it that's a little bit different and makes this one stand out from all the other chocolate orange fragrances that I've got in my collection, because I do have quite a few in that sort of style, because I really enjoy them. I do find them very comforting, and I think they're perfect for like the winter time. And this is another one, but a bit of a stand out fragrance. Love it. Gourmantic Orange by Panna London. The next one from Panna is the one that I had sampled and fell head over heels in love with. This is amazing. It's Tuberose Vanille. Now, this is probably the best, most luxurious smelling tuberose fragrance I've ever tried. It's so good. It's got a hint of like smokiness to it. It's just absolutely beautiful, and look at the colour of the juice in there. I think it's absolutely stunning, and these little Panna bottles are so beautiful. I think they look amazing. I love the style of the bottles. But this one opens up quite bright with notes of orange. There's also peach in there. And then you've got like a jasmine and tuberose in the heart. And the dry down, you've got a bit of lily, which gives it a little bit of smokiness, in my opinion. It gives it that sort of smoky vibe, if that makes any sense. I see lilies as smelling a little bit smoky. And there's also a pink pepper note in here, which gives it a bit of a kick, and also benzoin and vanilla. And it's just so beautiful and creamy and beautifully blended. In my opinion, it's absolutely perfect. It's the most stunning tuberose I've ever tried. It actually is. It's so beautiful, and if you like a rich, luxurious smelling tuberose fragrance, I definitely recommend sampling this one, because I don't think you'd be disappointed at all. I've got quite a lot of tuberose fragrances because it's one of the floral notes that I absolutely adore. But this is just something else. It's elevated. It's been taken to the next level. There's something about it that's quite unique and different. It's rich. It's syrupy. It's very, very luxurious and just stunning. So I'm so happy to have this in my collection. It's Panna London Tuberose Vanille. The next one that I picked up is actually a fragrance that I thought I had tried before. I wasn't sure. I couldn't quite remember. I could sort of remember the bottle, and I didn't know if it was like a friend that had had it in the past, or if I had owned it myself. And it's YSL Manifesto. Now, this one is one that I've heard quite a few people talking about, and it was one of them that didn't click if I had tried it before or not, but I always wanted to pick it up, and I've got it. This one's like black currant, there's vanilla, it's quite a green sort of vanilla, and I have definitely smelt this before. I don't think I've actually owned it myself. I think a friend must have had it in the past, but I've definitely had my nose on it before. It takes us back to a certain period in my life, but I know that it wasn't me that had it, if it makes sense. But it is a beautiful green vanilla fragrance. Again, there's a lily note in here, which is a note that I'm absolutely loving. I've loved it for a little while now, and I'm really enjoying fragrances with a lily note. There's also jasmine in here. It's just, for me, what it smells like is I do get that black currant in the opening, but it's like a sort of fruity green vanilla fragrance, in my opinion. I really like it. It's not one that I think I love, but I really like it, and it's one that I will wear. I think it's quite wearable, maybe smelling a little bit more masculine, on the masculine side, in my opinion. It's not like a girly sort of fragrance. It's definitely got like a touch of a masculine vibe, which I usually absolutely love, and I do love it in this fragrance, but it's not like one that's blown us away. It's nice and I like it, but I'm not absolutely loving it, if you get what I mean. But I think it's such a good one, an amazing designer fragrance, a little bit unique and really beautiful. It's YSL Manifesto. The next one that I got, honestly, this is beautiful. Now, it's a fragrance that I wanted for a little while. It's Nasamart Baronda, and I seen Heidi from Scented Heaven Fragrance Reviews reviewing this fragrance, and honestly it just made us want to buy it even more, and it just really pushed us off the edge, and I bought it right away because she made it sound amazing, and that's exactly what it is. It's so beautiful, very unique. This is a whiskey fragrance. It's quite woody. You've got ambrette in there as well. There's a little bit rose, and it's also got like a musky sort of dry down. But if you love boozy fragrances, this is definitely one to check out. I wasn't sure if I'd really love like a fragrance with whiskey in there, and the whiskey is very prominent. It's definitely like, for me, the most prominent notes are like the whiskey and the woody notes. But if you like that sort of boozy fragrance, this is amazing. I didn't know if I would like a whiskey fragrance, but I love it so much. I think it's so beautiful, very luxurious, definitely unisex. It's so good, and I sprayed the most smallest amount on my wrist when it came, like not even a full spray. It was a tiny little spray, and it lasted for so long on the skin. You're definitely not going to need a load of this. It just may be like a couple of sprays and you'd be good to go. Very strong, so long lasting, beautiful and rich and just amazing. Now this is a type of fragrance that I've been looking for such a long time. It's just very unique and different. Not everyone's going to smell like this, and that's the sort of fragrance I love. I like to stand out from the crowd. I like a fragrance that really projects, one that enters the room before you do, sort of thing. And that's exactly what this fragrance is, but in the most beautiful, sophisticated way. Stunning, stunning fragrance. Nasamart Baronda. Then we've got another fragrance that I bought after watching a review by the amazing Claire Smith. I'll leave everyone's channels in the description that I mention, like I always do. But Claire Smith talked about this fragrance and I was really intrigued by it. It sounded very unique and a little bit different, a little bit pulling away from the usual fragrances I go for, but it sounded like something that I would really, really enjoy. And it's Calvin Klein's Reverie. Now this is such an affordable fragrance and I think it smells so unique and different and really, really good. This to me is salty. It's got a peppery note in there as well. I think it's actually got like a few different types of pepper. It's got ambergris and iris and cashmere in there as well. And I think this is beautiful. I think it's such a bargain. I can't believe I've never picked it up before. It's got a little bit of a unisex vibe, definitely unisex in my opinion. And it's like one of them sort of salty, beachy fragrances. It's got that sort of sea air vibe to it, but it's also got the pepperiness that makes it stand out from other sort of sea-like fragrances. The pepper definitely gives it that sort of edge and a bit of a kick. I think this smells so good, and when I put it on, I said to my husband, what do you think of this fragrance? He really enjoyed the smell of it, and he said it reminded him of something from years ago, but he couldn't place it. And he's never had this fragrance before. I don't know if he's maybe smelt it in the past, but he really, really enjoyed it. He thought it smelled very expensive. And it's just so unique and different, and I'm happy to have it. So thanks, Claire, for recommending this fragrance because it's such a good one. And for anyone who wants that sort of salty sea air vibe, definitely check this one out. It has been discontinued, but I think it's still quite readily available. So yeah, Reveal by Calvin Klein, such a good bargain. The next one is like one of my absolute favourites from the full haul. I think it's such a good one. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but I love it. It's Ange Demon by Givenchy, but this is the Le Parfum version, and you get the Accord Illicite with this one. So I'll show you what the little Accord Illicite looks like. It's like a little tiny bottle, and honestly, this on its own smells amazing. But when you put these two together, the fragrance is so good. This little bottle here is a gem. I wish they sold this alone, like in full size, because it is so beautiful. But this fragrance has tangerine, orange blossom. It also has a bit of leather in there. There's vanilla and amber, and also a bit of patchouli. And this called Illicite is meant to be added like maybe on a night time to deepen and strengthen the fragrance. But this, oh, this smells like the most beautiful ambery vanilla. And what I do is I just put a little couple tiny few drops on top of this, and honestly it's a head turner. It deepens it, it makes it a lot more sexy, because this is quite fruity in the opening. You get a lot of that orange and quite a bit of the orange blossom. It's a stunning fragrance on its own, but this just darkens it and deepens it and makes it the most hypnotizing, luxurious smelling fragrance ever. It's like someone's going to smell this and just want to smell you over and over again, because it smells so good. These two together are just like a match made in heaven. They're amazing, and I'm so glad I came across it. It's beautiful. And this one on its own is just a perfect like sort of daytime fragrance, quite unique still. It's got a beautiful orange blossom vibe about it. It's stunning. But honestly, this little Accord Illicite, I wish I could get it in a full size, because I would wear this on its own. I think it would layer beautifully with many other fragrances. But I had read somewhere that someone had actually messaged Givenchy to say would they ever bring this out as like a standalone fragrance, and the answer was no. So I just think it's amazing. I think they're missing out on like bringing this out on its own, because it's so beautiful. But anyway, this, if you can get your hands on it, I would definitely recommend it. It's so good. This is like a brighter version of the original. It's a lot brighter. It's a lot fruitier. It's not as dark. But yeah, I'm so happy to have this, and would 100% recommend you picking this up, especially if you like an orange blossom fragrance that you can turn around on an evening, deepen up and make like a sexy sort of add of vanilla to it. This is just spot on, beautiful, hypnotizing, intoxicating, sexy, just amazing. So yeah, love that so much, and I'm definitely going to pick up a few backup bottles, because I can see myself running through this so fast. I wore this the other day just on its own, and I got complimented quite a few times. So yeah, absolutely stunning. That's Givenchy Ange Demon Le Parfum with the Ange Demon Accord Illicite. Amazing. So that's it for today's video. Those are the fragrances that I've picked up like over the last few months, and I've been adding to my collection. And I think I'm going to do this again, because I've still looked at my collection and I'm still not 100% happy with it. There is still a few in there that I could probably get rid of, ones that I don't use so much. And I think it's a really good idea to sell on your fragrances you're not using and add some new ones to your collection that you know that you're going to love and use. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. Let me know in the description if you enjoyed the video, and also what fragrances have you added to your collection? Have you tried any of these ones that I've mentioned today? And also give us a big thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Bye.